Mahmoud Bawumia and the current CEO. No, I've said it on so many platforms there. I said they have to go and revise their books and learn the structure of employment in this country.
Why?
See, I mean, I've been in that sector for 8 years. See, you could under youth and employment, you will be a friend of job center, job development center.
Yes.
And the duty of the job development center, and I say, so we checking sectors where there's weak labor. What? That there's weak labor. If that where there's weak labor, no, that is where you push in employment. See, do you know what the implication of it? It is labor insecurity, and that's what people don't see. It is clearly labor insecurity.
How?
Abenisi. And then we employ about 2,500 something people.
20,000
people.
Yes.
Into all sector. Every day. Into like let me say multimedia. Into multimedia, some more per month for 10 and not 20. And I'm no, they will do a subsidy of what 500 Ghana cedi. And the amount na musu matwa bia ka ho. And I want to say that's the implication.
Yes.
But see, who see you a very experienced journalist. Now kwasichum and him say and that day or nipa 20 ba na or CJ 2,000 but say or nipa 20 be juma mo say be nipa 15,500 what would be his interest? See, what would be the interest of Kwasichum? Will he like you or he would like a cheaper labor? See, what we did previously, let's say, this model was...
But yes. my understanding of this model, because we've had engagement with YE, and it's they think that during the COVID era, Amanfo Bebre lay almost off. Those people are almost titifi, YE is supporting those companies, enterprises, ventures, say be a restaurant, a barbering shop, a saloon, and answer way. Now your employees are the panel, your fan view, and YE is supporting with 500 Ghana cedis every month.
That is why I'm
which is about 6,000 a year for one person.
That is what I'm coming.
Yes.
Come on, now global economic. Come on, now global economic crisis.
Yes.
You call for policy credibility. IMF.
Yes.
What is that IMF? LA embargo on employment. You remember? So okay. What do? We brought in this particular model. From a paid intensive model. Now paid intensive model, no. Nope. We had the paid intensive model at the buyer. So the paid intensive model, no, it targets graduates from diploma to PhD level. Wow. And to the job center, the job development center, no, you identify baby weak labor. Multimedia no your productivity is there. Wow. Now, but because of redundancy, you know, month means so enjumanasi. That is where you identify not the microphone. Okay, Zen. You remember Zen Network? Tamana Zen Network ba Ghana.
Zen here na
yes, Zen ba Ghana. Zen was having a labor challenge. Then because him say our source of income was stock tax. What? Because talk to us the editor why beneficiaries. Until any Zen acquire agreement. Say, look, we labor about 5,000 or 2,000. Now, at the end of the month, no say maybe salary structure at 1,000 CDR. At the end of the month, no, we move for 700 in Embra to YE. Now, if for 300 Ghana cedis, and then we deploy to the beneficiaries. Now, see, even upon that, no, one say YE, you will be for an exit plan. And so you need legacy capital, agreement, so that we have a policy. Say at the end of the day, there will be an insurance for them, and to exit from the model. No, now at the end of your 2 years exit plan, no one is they took that model from the paid internship model, and call the office of the vice president, and nation builder call. That is the NAPCO they are doing. It's just a modification of the that particular model. But in there, what is the hope of the NAPCO people? Almost you start. And I think that you got their press release or more complaint. They have not been paid. And to this particular model, without, we say, Omanpenika TVET in this particular model. In 2006, you released an amount of 1 million Ghana cedi with logistic. At the those days it was NVTI. Now TVET. It was MVTI. You released 1 million Ghana cedi with logistics. Edima MVTI said they should train youth that want to go into apprenticeship. Okay, Auditor General report by the current minister Ignatius Bafowa ever responding to it. Since 2006 up to now, Saskan it was lying down until Auditor General a query of the uses of that money. They have not been able to train a single person because they were waiting for election year to come. And at the time election year should buy around, then there was COVID. So they must wait for another election year to come before they will be able to implement it. And to say Auditor General a query about that particular money and after this kind of. So I'm not saying the model is not good, but the state that is it is going to be a labor force now. It's a labor insecurity. Someone identify weaker companies which cannot stand. After then you now look at it. Now money on my MOU because there's no single company I mean you can say or money why if fire MOU said they are going to give them labor. See, so that is not the reality on it because some company I can use a company like Zen anymore and then Zen is Airtel Tigo. If I call about Airtel now Airtel Tigo, we supported them with labor. So if you are recruiting such number of youths to make sure best use support to them, you must identify a weaker labor. I have know the association of say am now see the menu can say Oko Street I want say boys be here or man can juice and now juice or my craft. Those are the people you should target. Yes, you have been able to produce maybe it's 10 bottles of juice every day selling. So what is the problem? The problem is that mini labor. Then you bring these people in so that they'll be able to produce more. That is how we will reduce unemployment rate. But in no idea, people will lay off other people and get their people in because they'll get a cheaper labor. And that's dangerous. It's an insecurity as well. It doesn't bring employment. It's rather reduce employment rate for the benefit of the chronics of the people that a stronger economic stance.